before we call it a 1.0, it's going to have the product title that the customer saw with a link to the product page. We're still trying to figure out how to know exactly what URL the product came from, since the same product can be referenced from multiple URLs now. And you could have a product added to the cart that didn't come from a page at all. It could have come from an administrator or come from some other magic place, I don't know. But as soon as you add a product to the shopping cart, a new order is created. This is different from UberCart in that on UberCart we had this sort of pseudo order that we kept track of during the life of the shopping cart and on the checkout form, and then we converted it to an actual order once the checkout form was submitted. But it made it difficult to calculate discounts, to calculate taxes, to estimate shipping. So now you'll have an order object get created as soon as you add a product to the shopping cart. And an order is made up of a line item reference field that references any number of line items. A line item is anything on the order that adjusts the price. So there are product line items. There are not yet, discount line items, shipping line items. All these different types of line items have to be defined by modules, and then they can have fields attached to them, and because we're using fields in core, if you want to, you can browse and manage the fields that actually appear on your line item types. So if I want to change the way that this product line item appears in the shopping cart versus the order invoice, I'll have a different display view mode, it's called, for each of the different places that this line item might be displayed. Let's see, you have an order. As well, every order object contains what's another reference field. You'll notice there's a lot of referencing going on here. A customer profile reference field, because we decided that the address shouldn't sit on the order itself, but it should sit in someone's customer profile, which will help us to do address book stuff a lot easier. It also definitely lets us make addresses and customer information configurable through the field's user interface, which is a lot better than the way that it was before. So let's see, I've already added products to my shopping cart. As an administrator, I could, maybe you call me up on the phone and you can't figure out how to find a certain product. Whoa, which one is mine? There we go. My admin shopping cart. So I could, if I wanted to, come to the order, and before you ever check it out, I could secretly sneak in 3 extra t-shirts. So that whenever I go to check out, there's going to be 3 t-shirts in my shopping cart now. So you probably won't use it in that fashion, but you could see the benefit in pre-populating orders, putting them in your customer's shopping cart, and sending them a checkout link. So especially for billing and invoicing scenarios, or for situations where you don't have a shopping cart, but you want to build orders and then let your customers pay for them, the shopping cart is basically optional now. Because it doesn't add anything to the database. It's really just a matter of defining a new order status and also building a view. So I mentioned that everything in the Drupal Commerce interface is a view now. If you were to click on here, you can see the edit view link. And let's say that this shopping cart needs to show in the shopping cart block how long a product has been in the shopping cart. It's as simple as coming to the fields interface, or the views interface, finding the created date for my product line item, adding it to the view, and changing it from just displaying the date in a normal format to a time ago. So when I save this now and go back to the front page, you'll see that my shopping cart block has been updated with how long has this product been in your shopping cart. 8 minutes and 14 seconds. All right. That may not seem like a big deal, but I actually had a feature request come through the issue tracker. And somebody was like, I really need to be able to split up the shopping cart, to show products in the cart that are older than 1 month, and let the customer know that they may have already purchased them because their particular payment provider wasn't giving them an opportunity to really empty the cart out after a purchase had been made. And he thought, of course, it was going to be a big, long ordeal and some crazy feature request. And I was like, if I just add a timestamp to line items, you can do everything with views. You don't have to write any code because you can have views attachments and display multiple views in a single view. This whole area right here, I guess you'll call it the line item summary or the shopping cart summary, That's actually defined as part of the view as well. So all of this is completely configurable through the user interface. And then it's themable just like any other view. And this is actually a new feature in Views 3 in that you can define in a module a pluggable header or footer so that you don't have to just drop all this text into a random text area or put PHP in your view itself. I can actually define a new Views plugin that says, hey, this should be able to go into headers and footers. And now I can get the same functionality here, also on the checkout form, and anywhere else I want to use it, just by adding that footer to this view. I'm going to go back here to remove the time ago, and you'll be able to see there that the footer is just the commerce line item summary. Now, what's great about this is that there are other places where views would typically have some sort of a header or footer text, but as soon as you put that text into a text area in the view, it's stored in the database and you can't translate it. At least you can't translate it using the normal POT files and translations and all. So if we can put all the text that we're going to be using in the headers and footers of our views into an actual module, then the translation system will be able to pick up on that. It's going to radically simplify running a multilingual store in Drupal Commerce, which, as we discovered in the training yesterday for UberCart, is next to impossible to accomplish with UberCart as it is now. So there are no more configurable button names, block titles, page titles. All that stuff's been removed, and we're just forcing people to use the actual translation interface or normal module altering interface to do those sorts of things. And really that's to help out multilingual implementations, and I'm sure it'll have other payoff as well. So let me save this. I'm going to proceed to go through the actual checkout form now. So this feature was actually just implemented over the last couple of days. It's just a really basic shopping cart form for now. There is a feature request, or really a bug report, to turn this checkbox into just an actual button that you're going to click on, maybe like Amazon.com, because a lot of people are confused. They would get to the shopping cart and, oh yeah, I want to buy all these, and then they go to checkout and like, there's nothing in my shopping cart. I don't know that stuff. I just want to buy it. So we'll make that a little more user friendly. Let's add the mug back to my cart and proceed to check out. All right, so the checkout form is similar to UberCart in that you have these field sets defined as checkout panes, but they're a lot less of a pain to work with now than they were before. Meaning, all that it's really used for is for Drupal Commerce to know that a module wants to add a field set to the checkout form, but you can actually alter them. They're alter safe. You can add, validate, and submit handlers to the checkout form. You can retheme these as necessary. And the piece de resistance that's coming here is, oh, that wasn't one of my French words I was supposed to sneak into the session. There were certain keywords I was supposed to sneak in here, but I've been forgetting about it, and I don't have time. I know, I'm sorry. I just thought I had, in the shower this morning, I was working out how I was going to sneak them in, but I forgot. You can actually drag and drop your checkout